Welcome to Category Visionaries, the show dedicated to exploring exciting visions for the future from the founders who are on the front lines building it. In each episode, we'll speak with a visionary founder who's building a new category or reimagining an existing one. We'll learn about the problem they solve, how their technology works, and unpack their vision for the future. I'm your host, Brett Stapper, CEO of Frontlines Media. Now let's dive right into today's episode. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Category Visionaries. Today we're speaking with Amar, CEO and founder of Pegbo, a supplier diversity procurement platform that's raised $1.4 million in funding. Amar, how are you?
I'm doing great, Brett. How are you?
I'm great, and I'm super excited to have you here. So I have a lot of questions I want to ask. We had an awesome pre-interview conversation, but before I dive into everything I want to ask you about, let's talk about the company and what do you do?
We are construction technology platform focused on helping local, small, and diverse businesses, emerging businesses in accelerating their participation in the supply chain. So we want to help them win more jobs.
I know you were at Google before. I'm guessing it wasn't the construction team of Google. How did you get introduced to this world?
Oh, yeah. So for sure, I was not in construction at Google. So I've got involved in local shopping during the time when people were fighting over toilet paper. Do you remember that, Brett? Pandemic, right? So that's when I got to know about how messed up the local shopping and local businesses are in US and how they're not structured to win. Because if you really look at Targets and Walmarts of the world, they have a lot of these resources to kind of make their commerce work better. But small businesses, the bodegas, are not kind of set to succeed. And I've seen that firsthand, and that piqued my interest in local shopping. And then when I decided to move on, I was like, you know what? Okay, I got to do something about this local shopping because 86% of the GMV happens in 5-mile radius of someone's house. So there's a lot of money to be made in local shopping.
Wow. So you start to think about this idea, you make this transition out of Google. What do you do first? What do the first 3 months of the company look like?
Oh, yeah. So first 3 months, boy, I had exact idea. First 3 months, I made a very typical mistake of building solution in search of a problem. And we ended up building this equipment rental marketplace. And it was a good thing. Like we built a marketplace where we had access to $400 million of equipment from local equipment suppliers, like heavy construction equipment suppliers. So we ended up building that pretty rapidly because of our background in engineering and all, in software engineering. So that's what we did in the first 3 months, 6 months.
How long until you had your first paying customer?
Oh, yeah. So it took us more than a year. Because the first year we were building the equipment rental marketplace, but the moment we pivoted, we got the customers right away. So like within 15 days, we got first paying customer when we pivoted away from equipment rental.
What was it like to make that pivot? I've gone through a number of pivots in my different companies. They're hard. It's hard to make those decisions. What was yours like?
No, it was more like, let's get real. Either we do it half-heartedly and try to find a focus on a small piece of the puzzle, or we see that, okay, we had seen enough proof from the users because users started to ask us, do you know this small business, minority business, disadvantaged business, stuff like that? And like, what is that? Right. So when we built the whole when we were building the equipment rental, we were helping people find equipment from these minority businesses. But we were like, you know what? How about we just help them find and track and vet these small and minority businesses? So our decision was to just move pretty quick. We went even extended, like we just shut down our equipment rental platform.
So I have to ask, obviously it's hard to go through life without hearing Doge. Everywhere I seem to go. What's the impact of Doge on what you're doing and the approach that you're taking?
We, as a company, as well as me personally, I'm pretty excited about Doge. As such, I'm always excited, but Doge as such is pretty helpful because if you really, of course, there are political and there are sentiment, there are pretty extreme sentiments on both sides of the aisle. But what we see is the basis of these trackability, like where digitization of the war and really finding, because we had seen that a lot of people can self-identify themselves as woman business enterprise. There is no check. Woman, or let's say any business enterprise, right? And there's not much check because in the construction industry and all, you can just imagine it's the last industry to adopt technology. But with Doge and with the public construction, public money and all, we do see a benefit of digitizing the world and adding legitimacy. So more for real people get job, like the small businesses, local businesses get jobs. So we are pretty excited and we see this as beneficial to what we are doing and what we are pursuing.
What about this narrative that DEI is dead or dying or like going away? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, see, DEI means one of the aspects that we see, like DEI, if you really look at DEI, means there are this aspect of race-based stuff, like let's say minority, particular race of stuff like that. Then there are gender-based, like LGBTQ or woman and all the stuff. Then there are certain other criteria like financial, like if your net worth is less than $2.2 million, like things like that, right? So there are small businesses, SB Micro, then women business enterprise, LGBTQ. So what we see overall is race and gender based is going to face uphill battle, and even like they will get impacted. And we pretty much anticipated that earlier in Q 2024 only that this is what's going to happen. So those are the areas that we see getting impacted. Like for example, if you are building airport terminal, San Francisco airport terminal, or like let's say if you're building an affordable housing, now instead of setting a MBE goal, minority business enterprise goal, what people are setting is the local business enterprise goal. Now, if you really look at Alameda County or Oakland, there's a significant overlap between MBE and LBE. So yes, the MBE will go away, but LBE, local business enterprise goals are coming for each of all of these projects. So we see some goals going away, but we see like this overall support for local businesses, local economy is growing. And we are witnessing that actually the support for local businesses is growing big time. Lot of dollars, millions of dollars coming to local businesses. And all these things are tied up, even though Main Street versus Wall Street, all this stuff are really kind of tied together. So we're pretty excited about that.
When you're having sales conversations, what's the like aha? What seems to get people very excited?
Product. When we show them, we don't tell them, oh, this is what we will do. Oh, no smoke and mirror. We just show them the product. Like, look at this, see what you like it. Tell us if there are any gaps that we have. And I can tell you, for example, that people are, oh my God, this is amazing. That is the thing. So the aha moment is product. We are letting our products, we are a startup. We don't have millions of dollars to burn or hundreds of thousands of dollars to burn. We are just going ahead with a product. And okay, this is what we have built. We understand your pain point. We are very close to customer, very close to Brent. I cannot tell you how much we talk with customer and how much like we in my town the midnight oil is running low. So yeah, product is what we do. We let product sell itself.
This show is brought to you by Frontlines Media, a podcast production studio that helps B2B founders launch, manage, and grow their own podcast. Now, if you're a founder, you may be thinking, I don't have time to host a podcast. I've got a company to build. Well, that's exactly what we built our service to do. You show up and host, and we handle literally everything else. To set up a call to discuss launching your own podcast, visit frontlines.io/podcast. Now, back to today's episode.
You mentioned they're not having millions to spend. I feel like in 2021 or 2022, maybe that was probably bad, but I feel like in this era that we're in, that's a good thing. I think all those companies who raise, crazy amounts of money have found that it's hard to deploy capital and invest it and have it grow. So do you view that as a benefit that you don't have, $50 million or $100 million right now?
In a way, I do, because it keeps me so real. It like, when you say do hard prioritization, man, if you have limited resources, you are prioritizing. But at the same time, what it does, it is making my team excel in what they do. Means I see like, one person does role of couple of people. We have a small team, and having that, means limit on resources and all the stuff. And really that go-getter attitude of, okay, if we don't means we kill what we get, we eat what we kill, that kind of thing, right? So it is helping us grow. Means we are pretty close to being cash flow neutral.
Wow. There's not that many early stage startups that can say that. So hopefully allow you to sleep a little bit better at night. Yeah. What about marketing? So when it comes to marketing, high level, how would you describe the marketing strategy?
Yeah, the way we are looking at marketing means for sure the content creation, all those things are there. But we are promoting people. We are promoting like the effort that the local people are doing. Like we are marketing about Pegbo through people. Like let's say, hey, the mayor of Campbell, California, doing amazing work on affordable housing and bringing local business jobs to local businesses. So we will promote the mayor, right? And that's how we are kind of going ahead. We are promoting people and their work. Same way, like I know so many people, like who are doing this amazing work in the community and to helping the local businesses. So we help them shine. And in that, if we get some light, that's great. But overall, that's what. And then overall, like, we are doing some education also. Like we are doing technical assistance and creating content, things like that. But we are not spending much on the ads. Much, or I would say like maybe $400 or $500 ad spend so far on. That's about it. But otherwise, marketing, lot of content creation, lot of social media interaction, lot of outreach events, and lot of promoting people is what we do.
You'd mentioned earlier you spend a lot of time with customers. When you're going to those meetings, how are you getting there? What type of car are you driving?
I drive a Tesla Cybertruck fully branded with Pegbo. I'm telling you, you can spot that from 500 feet. You know,
I can't wait to be driving around San Francisco or in Palo Alto and just see that thing in the wild and text you a picture. I'm excited.
And I have seen people doing that. And then I offered them, hey, would you like to do a test drive? And they're like, oh, no, man, so sorry. I don't know how to drive that. Don't worry about it, man. So, yeah, I enjoy driving that one.
I love that. I love how creative it is. And I have to imagine that it just, stands out. Like you're talking, people take pictures. I see that every time I see a Cybertruck, I'm looking at it. So it's very smart. Talking about that, internal conversation where you're saying, okay, we don't have unlimited money to spend. Let's go spend some money on a Cybertruck. Talk to us about making that decision.
No, that is my own money.
Oh, I see.
I did not charge. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's my own money. Even the wrap, I spent my own money on it. So the thing is, what I did is like, overall, even our company is remote company, right? Remote first company. We are, of course, based in Menlo Park as a virtual office, but a remote company. Because, I don't want to spend my investors' money on renting toilets and kitchens. So, we work day and night. But yeah, we are very conscious about the funds that we use. It has to go through a product or customer. That's it. Nothing else.
Wow. I mean, I think any investor listening in is going to love you even more. You're saying all the right things. You spent your own money on the Cybertruck. You're almost cash flow positive. Like there's a lot of positive things that you're saying here.
Yeah.
What else from a marketing perspective are you doing that you've seen work?
We are sponsoring events. Then what we are doing, Brett, is we are building the community. We are building these outreach events where we say, okay, what happens is any construction project, any public construction project, you have to showcase that you have reached out to the suppliers to find the suppliers, like subcontractors and all. What we're doing, we partner with builders exchanges over California, and we are just inviting people to attend the event. Builders exchange is giving us space for free, and JCs are paying a little bit money to kind of put their booth. Then the equipment suppliers and all these things are doing title sponsorships and all these things. And we just have some people who will call and confirm the people to attend the event. So what we are doing is we are becoming our own kingmakers in getting people to us versus we going to them. So these events now we have all over California, like Sacramento, Bay Area, East Bay, all those places where people are coming. And that is acting as our networking and marketing effort. We lead towards that event. So those kind of efforts we are doing. And in that, people end up actually meeting some compliance goals also. So it's a win-win situation. People meet with each other. Our message goes out to 5,000 plus people, very relevant. We are tagging on top of builders exchanges and their network. They are sending that, okay, they are hosting event at their place. We are utilizing a lot of these free resources to spread the message, to generate the momentum.
I see. It makes sense. I see that a lot. Everyone's talking about events and local community events, and sounds like you're doing that well. What's the key to getting that right, would you say?
People have to get results out of it. So a lot of time people focus on the event. What we focus on is what happens before the event, during the event, and after the event. Means after the event, if people are not qualified with a general contractor, they just waste a lot of time. Of course, we give them free barbecue and beer and all the stuff. But what we focus on is what happens after the event. Because if we focus on what happens after the event, these guys come back to the next event because they know that, last time they came and met with Swinnerton, then they got to meet with Swinnerton and submit their pre-qualification. They got invitation to bid. Now, next time when they come to see McCarthy or Turner construction, they will be like, oh my God, you know what? Okay, this is helpful. I better go there. Right. So those kind of things that, are getting value out of that event is really important for us.
What about on the funding side? So, if we look at construction tech, What was it like when you started the company, and then what's it like today? I could be wrong here, but it seems like there's more investor interest in construction tech today than 2 years ago or 3 or 4 years ago. Is that accurate, or would you say that's wrong?
I don't know about 2, 3 years ago, but see, I am an outsider to the construction industry. I come from Google and I was building product infrastructure and all. Of course, we have a strong team right now in place who are leading some of the crucial efforts. But I would say, like, I'm lucky that we are in Bay Area and I'm in touch with a lot of construction tech and our VC Nirman.vc, they invested in us, they backed us up. When they looked at the product, and I was explaining them, hey, this is the problem statement, all the stuff. And they're like, hold on, stop. Let us tell you how big this problem is. So I'm like, okay, great. This is a great VC to have. But overall, what I see is right now, there is a significant focus on construction. And then there's there are many VCs that I come across who are in construction tech. Means a lot of VCs are here. And I see a great support. And yeah, it's pretty exciting space actually.
It seems like there's a lot of buzz and excitement around construction tech. What do you think's driving that excitement? Like, where is that coming from?
Digitization. And now, if you really look at AI, means if you really see Pegbo, means we have AI and baked in so many places. Of course, I come from Google, I got to do it, but I don't want to overkill it. I was like, will it solve certain problem? Now, right in matchmaking to profile building, whatnot, we are doing so much AI. Now, you look at this and you see applied in the visual aspect or optical character recognition or PDF summarization, document crunching, what you name it. There's so many use cases which are applicable in the construction world and this whole aspect of compute cost going down means when we started summarizing the project, it was $7 per project. Now it is less than 1/10 of a 7 cents, whatever, like 0.007, whatever. So that's how the compute cost came down, all the stuff. And now everything is possible. And that is where, because the moment AI comes, the moment tech comes, the multipliers grow, the amount of money can be made grow. If there are AI first company, if people can think at scale, that means there's a huge business to be built. Because, means we are strong in California. Very soon we are growing in other places also. But we do see not only growing horizontally, but even vertically at many other places. So I do see there's a lot of, yes, it is possible kind of attitude that AI makes possible.
This show is brought to you by the Global Talent Co., a marketing leader's best friend in these times of budget cuts and efficient growth. We help marketing leaders find, hire, vet, and manage amazing marketing talent for 50 to 70% less than their US and European counterparts. To book a free consultation, visit globaltalent.co.
What about your regulatory changes that are happening that are making what you do more important than ever? So just you're looking at the website, AB 873. I have no idea what that is, but I'm guessing that has strong influence to what you're doing.
Yeah, and I see a lot of regulatory changes which are happening where, let's say that particular bill is for supplier diversity in affordable housing, where let's say just imagine we are doing a project in Livermore, California. And in that, the county has some goals of 30% LBE local business enterprise participation. County cares because, these projects are funded by local taxpayer. So might as well hire some local businesses, right? So those kind of projects and those kind of regulations are there. And we do see these regulations are going to stay because if you really look at it, if you go through a highway, you will see a carpool lane, right? In some or the other fashion, that carpool lane is going to stay there. Of course, they might change the criteria, but support to local businesses, small businesses are going to stay. So even if whichever regulation comes or goes, we don't see anything going away from disabled veteran. Think about it, Brett. Which Republican or Democrat will they take away business from disabled veteran or service disabled veteran? Now, if you really look at California have a state mandate. 3% of all public procurement project must be given to disabled veteran. So that is not going away, regardless of whichever political aisle people are or what is their belief are. And I see that it's a wrong thing to do to take business away from the veterans who fought for the country.
Makes sense. I'm sure there's a lot of other people that agree with you there. What about advice for other outsiders who are coming into construction tech? So just thinking about the fact that obviously there's more VC interest there's more money, there's opportunity. There's probably a lot of other entrepreneurs, founders, builders like yourself that are moving into it. What advice do you have for them?
It's a strength. It's really a strength. It's not a weakness. Because, means at my previous work, I was able to think at scale. I was able to see that, what, oh my God, this can be solved this way. And I did not have baggage. I was like, did anyone try it? And a lot of time people don't have that because, they get programmed to think about the limitations of what environment they are in. But you come in as an outsider. Of course, means now I can talk about any topic, Brett. you know, like in my field, I can talk means, oh my God, of course, fast ramp up is really important. You have to care about the field, right? You have to really care about the field. I do care about what we are going after, right? So caring about the field, do you really see this doing it for the next 10 years? I mean, there's no expiry date, but you really see that, what, like, are you excited to wake up to it every day and like, oh my God, can you do this? Like, oh, this is also possible. So what I see as an outsider is everything is possible. Now that outsider can be on many aspects. One is can be domain outsider, like non-construction, can be a non-engineering, can be like means if you look at Airbnb, those guys were UX designers, they were not software engineers. So you can be outsider in many aspects, right? Language outsider, whatever. But hey, if you have an ability to just keep on keeping on, the outsider becomes insider gradually and you get accepted. This is a very high touch business is what I see. Construction, very high touch means, oh man, but these guys are gem. I mean, the people who I get associated with or who they welcome me big time, Brett. I cannot tell you how much these guys welcome me. Every time, like, oh, Amar, what do you think about this? And think about it. If I'm in a software industry, I'm a great, Indian guy in software. I'm not an outsider. Boy, in construction industry with my accent, I am a big time outsider, right? But these are people with heart. Construction industry is like really means if you are on a job site, you are meeting with these guys and all, man, this is so amazing than saying hello world to the Java program, to the console.
Have you heard of the book, The Outsiders?
No, okay, I'm going to write it down.
I read this, it's been a long time, but Bill Ackman was talking about it in a documentary that I was watching. And I think it's like 5 or 10 CEOs who were outsiders, and it goes through and essentially makes the case for a lot of what you were just saying, that being an outsider is often an advantage. You don't have the blinders on, you're not biased to, oh, I don't know, that's just like how things have always been done. So we're going to do things this way. So I think that resonates a lot. And I think that makes a lot of sense.
So true. I had seen that. So true.
Now, for our final question, let's talk about growth, which I know you've had some incredible growth. So you're doubling revenue for the last 3 quarters. How? Obviously, I know there's a lot there, but like, what are you getting right? Obviously, any founder who's listening in wants people to say they're growing at that rate, but you can. What are you getting right?
Yeah. So one is throughout this course, we stayed real core to that, okay, we defined our end-to-end user journey. Then we vetted that user journey with our users. Then does it make sense? Is it important enough for us to solve this? And then we went back and said that, okay, what do we solve this? How do we solve it? And what can we sell right now, right? Without overcommitting. So that's how we started getting the first order. First means last year. And we did some portion manual, some portion automate. The way we are following is like, what? Okay, get the order. First thing, if we are offering some as a new service, we are doing partially manual. But very soon we are coming back, learning from what we did and automating those pieces. That has been working out. Like, as a matter of fact, we just did one project, 100% automated. It's like just going today, we sold some $23,000 more than that. Order for a 5-year, one of the project, like close to $500 per month for next 48, 49 months. I didn't involve, like, I just didn't touch it. It's beyond founder. That's the beauty. So building the infrastructure, listening to the consumer, doing stuff manually at first, and then automating those pain points, building the end-to-end user journey and really looking at, okay, what we can sell right now, selling it, putting together playbooks and letting the team run the playbook and really focusing on quality control. That is what we are doing. We're just staying very core to basic stuff, Brett. No fancy stuff, just basics.
Besides the Cybertruck.
You got to do that. Yeah.
I love it. This has been a whole lot of fun. I'll be rooting for your success, and I know you're going to be wildly successful. I just really appreciate you taking the time. Before we wrap, founders that are listening in that want to follow along with you, where should we send them? Where should they go?
LinkedIn, Amar Amte, AMARAMTE. So yeah, I think LinkedIn, I'm pretty active, pretty spammy sometimes. on LinkedIn because my user base is on LinkedIn. It's not on Instagram. So, LinkedIn. They are not on Twitter. You can imagine, right? Construction people are not on Twitter. So they are on LinkedIn. So, yeah.
Makes perfect sense. And for anyone listening in the Bay Area, make sure to be on the lookout for that awesome Cybertruck.
Yeah. Pegbo.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, Brett.
This episode of Category Visionaries is brought to you by Frontlines Media, Silicon Valley's leading podcast production studio. If you're a B2B founder looking for help launching and growing your own podcast, visit frontlines.io/podcast. And for the latest episode, search for Category Visionaries on your podcast platform of choice. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next episode.